Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Thiago ready to tackle God Cantara. We're hearing a lot more stories, and this is coming out from Neil Jones, who is part of Goal, and he represents or is a correspondent to Liverpool. It came out yesterday. Basically, him saying there have been a lot of German sources saying Thiago is for sure leaving Bayern, and Liverpool is his preferred destination. But then Neil Jones says, well, there's very little signs or interest from Liverpool, and there's a lot of evidence that shows that Liverpool signing Thiago would be pretty much impossible. Okay, let's put it into context, right? You just ask a girl out, you're on your way to go pick her up and go on this date. And while you're driving, she's texting you, yeah, I don't know about you. You're kind of ugly. But she accepted to go on a date with you. That's pretty much what I feel like is happening with Thiago and Liverpool. Like Thiago maybe said, hey, Klopp, I want to come to you. And then Liverpool now looking at it, you get a lot of injuries. You're 29. You don't fit our system of transfers. That's kind of how Liverpool strike me off, because it doesn't make any sense to be linked to a player, apparently want a player, but then outside it looks like you think he's a piece of turd on the floor. They're treating Thiago like he's some side hoe. Oh my god! They're treating him like he's the boogeyman or something. Nah, seriously, they're treating him real bad, like he's some ugly chick on the side of like you look at her and you just go, she's ugly. Like that's how they're treating Thiago, man. So you're telling me, look, when Bayern were linked to Sané, the club wasn't always just saying his name. They did it a few times, but what they did was they just hint at, we're looking for a winger. They'd say something like that. But Liverpool come on. Thiago's going to a club that doesn't really show that interest and desire for him in the public eye. Being in a relationship where she's never really shown interest to you in the public eye, that's just a little bit weird. I mean, it's one of those relationships where you're probably just a sugar daddy and she's just getting your money. And, on the outside world, she just thinks you're a disgusting pig. That's what Liverpool are doing to my boy Thiago. And I don't understand it. So they're saying that a deal with Liverpool and Bayern would be pretty much impossible. Well, let's put it into perspective and context. Liverpool just let Lovren go and also Adam Lallana. So you'd think they'd be looking for a midfielder and would use the Lovren money to buy a midfielder. I mean, that's what I think. But why? I mean, you'd still need a center back because you just sold one. Do you know the amount of games Lovren's been in? So they'd probably need to go buy a center back. And it says, Bild said they're looking for Kabak at Schalke, which is a very interesting buy because that's the player that we were linked to, but he went to Schalke. I don't know, man. I'm so confused. I think, like I said, the Champions League is going to be a huge time where after the Champions League campaign, we'll really know what's happening with some of these players. I think Thiago I don't know. Does he want to move? Actually, okay, let's assume he does want to move. Okay, yes, he does want to move. But where? Where? Man City? Well, City could be the secret destination that no one's talking about. But Thiago could end up at Man City. But why would he go to Man City again? Why would he want to... I don't know why he'd want to go to Man City. It just wouldn't make any sense, especially the timing. Maybe when Fernandinho declined in the last season, that would have made sense. But this is such a last-minute decision. You're rushing yourself, Thiago. By the way, speaking of the Champions League, we're 8 days away from the UCL. Oh, this is getting too real. Oh my goodness. Bayern are also playing tomorrow, so that's going to be very big. I can't wait to see what the players can do after, almost a month being out. Oh, geez. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be very interesting. We need that Marseille game to be one of the best, Bayern games under Flick. I think the best Bayern game under Flick was the game against Dortmund. It was just full of energy. It wasn't even a tactical performance. It was just a physical and energetic and motivated performance. Those players wanted to prove a point. And we need that against Marseille. I need a little bit more intensity. I think over the last few weeks since lockdown, I'd say we slowed down the last few weeks. Not slowed down like, we started losing. No. The wins weren't that convincing. the performances all over the pitch, I can say people are talking about Robert Lewandowski not getting the golden boot. That's his fault, because remember, Lewandowski he wasn't that good for the first few games of the restart. He wasn't Lewandowski. His touch was off. Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. That's why I kind of grew into the whole golden boot thing, because now I'm like, Robert Lewandowski, he didn't really play that well in lockdown. Oh, whoa, wow, I forgot. We reached 2,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness. How could I forget that? We reached 2K. That's amazing. Like seriously though, I don't know. Also, Alaba wants 20 million a year. That's just why. See, the thing is, some people were saying, well, I think Alaba's crap. No. Lewandowski's on around 20 million a year. When you give Alaba 20 million a year, who do you think is going to ask for 20 million a year next? Kimmich? To stay? He'll be like, I want 20 million too. Alaba has 20 million, and I'm just as important as Alaba. You know who else is going to ask for 20 million? Goretzka. And then after Goretzka, Davies is going to be like, I want to be on 20 million a year. But then Lewandowski will be like, hey, I'm still on top. I want more money. And then if we want to sign any players, they're going to be like, I want to be the top earners at the club. That's what's going to happen, guys, when you give Alaba 20 million a year. It's not because I think Alaba's crap. Someone was trying to come at me saying, I think, wow, why are you comparing Alaba and Davies? I'm just saying Davies is a better left back than Alaba. Not only this season, but if you think about Alaba's best season, Davies has surpassed it, definitely. Davies is having a world-class season, like he's the best left back in the world. And he actually has some competition there. Seriously, people just think you can't just say these things. You have to... Nah, it's just... Lewandowski is just on another level from Alaba. It just doesn't make any sense. It's not about Alaba. He's a great player. He's an amazing servant of this club. He's world-class. But it's about the money he's asking for and how that corresponds to the other players we have. Robert Lewandowski is one of our highest earners at the club. I think he's still top. Well, some people were saying Coutinho coming in for 25 million a year. That's probably what made Alaba go, if you're giving Coutinho that much, I want that much. That's Bayern's fault, but then Alaba has to understand just his level. Coutinho came in as that star signing with 40 million Instagram followers, or 20 million or something. He was just supposed to be the little guy that he was supposed to be better than what he was, and he failed and took Thiago from us. I've gotten over the whole Ballon d'Or and Golden Boot thing. I'm just looking forward to the Champions League. Yeah, I don't really care about these individual awards, but I want our players to win it, that's for sure, because that gains you credibility, street cred with the little Ronaldo fanboys who think only Cristiano Ronaldo can score goals. They think every goal Ronaldo scores is just 10 times better than it is. Ronaldo has like 13 penalties. They don't look at that. They're just like, we'll just turn a blind eye. I mean, it's just crazy and extravagant to me. But this Thiago transfer news and transfer storyline gets more and more confusing every single day. Because I just don't understand where and why Thiago is going to the place he's going. If he's going to Liverpool, then why isn't Liverpool at least showing a little bit of a public interest? If Jurgen Klopp came out and said Thiago is an amazing player, we'd love him at Anfield. That's normal for most clubs to say, especially where the news reports are saying everything is sorted, bang, he's coming to your club. Don't understand why Jurgen Klopp hasn't taken part in doing that. But it's interesting. We'll see with Alaba though. We will see. I hope he can figure out a way to just... I don't know. Apparently, Hansi is going to do with Kimmich a left back as well. I think we'll do the preview for that. No, I'm not doing a preview for a friendly. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The game is tomorrow, around this time, actually, 2 hours before this. We will be live, okay? The first game live. Can't wait for that. Man, it feels a little bit surreal, actually. It's been so long not seeing Bayern play, but it's going to be an interesting friendly. It's going to be streamed. I can't wait to see what happens with just the right back situation that we have going on. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see how the players react to just certain things or how they come back from fitness. Because look, playing in training is different from playing on the pitch. It's just going to be interesting. I hope they gain a lot of match sharpness ahead of that Chelsea game, and then they can go to training, and then that's when we can set up ourselves for the Chelsea game and set ourselves up for success. The 8th of August. Oh, that's going to be interesting. And then the Champions League is really back. When in 2 days' time on Saturday, we will start feeling like the Champions League is back. You'll start to see these previews go up. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to do the preview for the Chelsea game. It's going to be big. Oh, you see, the Champions League is just, I was watching, I'm actually working on a little, the time, what went wrong for Pep Guardiola in the Champions League in all 3 years he was here. I'm working on that, and there's some things that I'm writing a lot of stuff down. I just finished rewatching the first leg in 2014 versus Real Madrid, which was away. A lot of things there that I didn't agree with that Pep decided to do. Not that I'm a manager, but you don't have to be a manager to know that Philipp Lahm shouldn't be in midfield and then Rafinha is at right back to sacrifice. Just you don't have to be. And then Javi Martinez is on the bench and he's the natural destroyer in a game like Real Madrid with their overtly good attackers, and it's going to be a midfield powerhousery game. You don't have to be a manager to know that, but we'll work on that. I think we'll do all 3 years. It's going to be a big analysis. The first leg of the Real Madrid versus Bayern 2014 is done. Now I have to do the second leg. In lockdown I watched the Barcelona legs, but I'll rewatch everything and get my opinions right, of course. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Too many friendlies could cause another injury. Look at Mbappe. That wasn't really a friendly. The only reason Kylian Mbappe got injured was because of the recklessness of another player. It wasn't because Mbappe was crap or because of just the friendly or the occasion. It was because someone else decided to injure him. April 7th. Well, we shouldn't be playing friendlies more than... here's the thing. Our players usually play one game a week. Sometimes there's a cup game, but most weeks there isn't a... Oh, actually, I'm lying. That is, usually it's two games a week. Oh, it's getting crazier and crazier. And people are saying, let's add a UEFA Super League or something. Are you dumb? These players can't even get past their own domestic leagues. You want players to have no vacation. Yeah, me too. They shouldn't have any vacation. They have all this money. They can stay home. All right, seriously. On the transferometer, Thiago is still cold. I don't know why. See, look, the transferometer show, if you don't know what it is, it's the meter show, where it's from hot to cold. Hot means, dang, this is happening. Cold means this isn't happening. I don't know what's in the middle. Warm? But it's not really warm with Thiago. I don't know. Is Liverpool the place where Thiago actually wanted to go? Or did Liverpool only become a destination because of his teammate in the locker room? Is Liverpool Thiago's actually preferred destination? I don't know. I've kind of accepted the fact that Thiago could end up leaving, but it's so confusing that you don't know where. Like, usually you know where a player is going. Usually you have an idea of where they're going to end up. Usually you understand, they might go to China. But Thiago, it's like he's going to Liverpool. But from Liverpool's perspective, everything is pointing towards the opposite of that, if not the impossibility of that happening. So it's so annoying, but at the same time, it's very interesting. Look, we're also trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the videos. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers before this month ends. Nah, seriously, guys. We're just growing. Right, we're just growing. Alright, then we should have 5,000 subscribers by the end of next month. Is that too big of a goal? Nah, it's not. We're just gonna get there. And then we'll think about how hard it was to get there. Oh jeez, I can't wait though for tomorrow. It's gonna be so sick. Whew. Can't wait for the fan view. Ooh, that's gonna be sick too. First time we're doing that. It's gonna be so sick. There's so many things that are coming that I don't know about. By the way, leave a like on the video, everyone, if you're watching. Smash like, smash it. Robert FCB. What is this Robert FCB? Where is Mervo? What happened to Mervo? If we don't win the UCL, then this year is finished for me. I mean, you're not. Well, okay, so I would consider it a success because of the progression Flick has made with this squad. But you can see it as a failure because we are the best team in Europe right now. Now, the person that wins the Champions League just automatically gets the crown of the best team in Europe. But I believe without the Champions League, Bayern is the best team in Europe, the most informed team. So the reason why it'd be so disappointing, right, when we won the double with Kovac and lost the Champions League, people considered that a success because Kovac was a crap coach and somehow we got to the double. But then with Hansi Flick, we know he's an excellent coach and he's also a great manager. So now, if we don't win the Champions League, people are still going to obviously view his 1 year here as a success. But they're going to always think to themselves, we should have won the Champions League with the way we were playing. And I don't think it would be down to Flick if we lost, by the way. If we lose the Champions League, it won't be down to Hansi Flick. It will be down to something that we couldn't control. I just feel it. It'd be like a bunch of... No. See, here's the thing. I don't want to be the Bayern that gets clapped over by referees every single year. No, I don't want that. You see, I believe in creating your own luck, right? I'm a luck person. I don't believe in luck. I don't think you can get lucky. Of course, you can be in a situation where things fall your way, right? You can create a company and eventually be rich because you created that company. But if you never created the company, you'd never be rich. That's what I mean by creating your own luck. And I just feel like Bayern Munich in the last few years, 7 years actually, have been trying to win the Champions League, right? They've been trying. If you don't think Bayern for 1 second wanted to win the Bayern Munich wanted to win like 10 Champions Leagues. Nah, seriously, they did. The club had this ambition to just be in the final every single year. That's why they kept hiring Carlo Ancelotti, right? Carlo, even though he wasn't the biggest Bayern fan, they hired him just to win the Champions League, and when he didn't, they sacked him. Brought Kovac in, who won a cup. Bayern have been trying to win this Champions League trophy for 7 years now. The last 7 years, they've been trying. Because winning the Champions League, we're still living off of 2013. People are still living off of the Champions League triumph in 2013. That's how important it is. So, for me, it's just a matter of just doing it and going out there. I don't know why I'm saying it. Why are we doing this? Just imagine. What's up, Sav? Sachin, everyone, welcome to the stream. Or the video. Yeah, this is the video. What do you think of Alaba and Thiago's situation? The door is open for both, if you ask me. You just asked me what I think of the Alaba and Thiago situation. Like we haven't been talking about that for the last 1 month now. All right, but on a serious note, I'd like both of them to stay, ideally. But I also understand that Thiago and Alaba may be open to new challenges. Thiago more than Alaba. Alaba wants more money to stay, but it doesn't make any sense, his demands, because he's demanding Robert Lewandowski money. I'd sell Alaba if you won't budge on his demands. No, I'm sorry, I'm selling you. And do you want another situation where it's like a Toni Kroos, where you don't give them the money and they go somewhere else and they're mega successful? Right? I don't think you want to always make a mistake like that again. But you kind of still want to keep the integrity of the club as a powerhouse, as a dominant force. You want to keep a certain alpha mentality when it comes to negotiating. if you can just budge on any player's demands, then players and agents will screw you over. Next thing you know, Davies' agent will demand 15 million in order for him to stay in maybe 6 years. That's a fact. Davies will want to experience something else at some point, like any player will. Robert Lewandowski at some point wanted to experience something. Muller wanted to experience something. That's what happens. Some players aren't going to be here forever. Right? It's kind of crazy to think that maybe in like 6 years, Alphonso Davies will want an astronomically high amount of money or want to experience something else. Maybe he'll have like 3 Champions Leagues under his belt, and he'll just want to experience something. But you are right, Alaba is not worth 20 million a year. That's just so annoying. Where do they keep this money, by the way? Because I feel like they just put it in a bank account and say, I'm going to retire. What did they do with 20 million a year? Why? You're not helping solve world peace. Where's this money going to, Alaba? David, come on, tell us. Tell us where this money's going, man. Jeez. Because a lot of money is going into this. So, I don't know. I think it's just... Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just really, really important to have a situation, where players are sticking by each other and things are moving according to how the club wants them to. It'd be funny, though. You know what would be funny? These Liverpool fans just absolutely believe, that Thiago is theirs, and what if you don't actually end up signing Thiago? You would look like some absolute idiots, because they've been going on about Thiago, welcome. I mean, I've been seeing more messages of stay Miastro than I've been seeing come to Liverpool. These stupid messages. Now I know how City fans feel, or felt when we were doing it to Sané. It's like every post, it was just full of Bayern fans. Come to Bayern. Like people that you didn't even think were come to Bayern. Thousands of messages like that with thousands of likes on them. These players must keep their messages open. They have to do it on purpose. They have to, because you can just turn off your comments. But they probably turn it on to tell their club or the clubs that are buying them, hey, your fans want me. And that could be it. God, I need a haircut. All right. Guess we'll schedule one tomorrow. SKB's Liverpool's dominance won't last long, right? I think Liverpool will fall next season. Are you seeing them play? It feels like teams are starting to figure out Klopp. And this is one thing I always said. Klopp is an excellent manager. For me, one of the greatest of all time. I don't care what anyone says. This guy is bringing Dortmund to a Champions League final. What kind of manager do you have to? You must be using some voodoo. But Jurgen Klopp is one of the greatest managers of all time, man. In my opinion, from how he plays, his influence on the game, he made gegenpressing a thing. I call it Jurgen pressing because he really did it. Jurgen Klopp pretty much revolutionized, the generation of Germany with how they played. People always talk about Jupp Heynckes, but Klopp was the one that pushed Bayern to a Champions League treble. Not Champions League treble. The Champions League treble would be a Club World Cup, it would be a UEFA Super Cup, and it would be a Champions League. No one ever thought that. So the European treble, just the treble. Okay, so let's say this, right? The league title would be the Champions League. The cup competition would be the Super Cup. And then the stupid cup that no one cares about, like the friendly cup, would be the Club World Cup. It's kind of what I just thought about. Klopp gonna be a Bayern coach after Hansi Flick. Yeah, I don't see why not. I wouldn't mind Klopp here. I think I don't know if Klopp would fit Bayern's environment of success though. I feel like he'd probably just get our players drunk for the final game of the season that we need to win just to sabotage us. Nah, I think Klopp will one day find himself at Bayern, but I think it has to be under the right conditions. I don't know. Klopp is a very good manager, and I just have a feeling that he'll be freaking amazing for us. Oh my goodness. What's that? Wow. Made my mouth really uncomfortable. The FIFA award will be equivalent to the Ballon d'Or. French corrupts in the mud. Wait, will it? Germany won German Cup, Bundesliga, Champions League, then won UEFA Super Cup and Club World Cup. Why are you telling me that? I mean, I like the fact that you're telling me that. Just want to know why. Hey man, I don't. Jeez, what are y'all are some useless moderators. You do understand what moderators are supposed to do. All right, let me explain it to you. You're supposed to just repeat messages. Like you're supposed to moderate the chat to make it a little bit better for the other people. This is what you're supposed to do, right? Like you you can't just say stop the spam. What you can do is there's a button you can click and you can pretty much remove the message, hide the user, etc. Like that's what I gave you the moderator power for. Immobile is the golden shoe winner. Yeah, I hope that shoe can fall and burst. Thiago will stay. Liverpool don't want to meet his asking price. Liverpool don't want to meet Thiago's asking price. That he will stay. You know, what if Thiago leaves for free next year? Hansi Flick will have, he will have the support and love of the fans for decades to come if he can somehow convince Thiago to stay. Oh, he will absolutely have only love on his hands. And I think, yeah, people don't understand just how Flick, like, people will love Flick forever. If he can somehow get Alaba and Thiago to stay, it's about Hansi Flick. Alaba's going to have to decide, hey, do I want to play for Hansi Flick and be here forever? Or do I want to go somewhere else? Hansi Flick winning the Champions League. See, this is why I say winning the Champions League is so important. Bayern Munich, do you know how many players wanted to come to Bayern in 2013? Some people were like, oh, I think Pep wanted Neymar or something. And people were like, oh, why would Neymar have come to Bayern? Think about this. Bayern Munich just won the Champions League. They know what it's like. They know how to win it because they just won it. 2013. Do you not think it's going through every single player's heads like, I want to win the Champions League too? It's the biggest and most important club competition. And Bayern are a great club. They have so many amazing players that I'll be playing around. Players will want to play for Bayern. We wouldn't even need to convince Sane. Okay, let's say we won the Champions League this year, and Sane, we never been linked to Sane. We would have never signed him. And City didn't win the Champions League. Let's say Sane was balling at City. And then all of a sudden we just inquire about Sane. Sane would be like, of course I want to come to Bayern. I want to win the Champions League. That's what would happen. And these players will willingly want to. We won't have to convince players. We'll just show them our Champions League trophy cabinet. Here's what you could win here. You know, here's the stadium. You don't, don't screw all that. Don't even need to show them anything. They'll come book a flight and they'll come look at these things themselves. They'll go to the Bayern Museum. You don't think Bayern Munich are just flexing their Champions League wins? Like, oh, here we win the Champions League. That's it. The Champions League is so important. That's why I say if Hansi Flick wins the Champions League, players will want to play in that system. They want to play for Flick. Look at Zidane. All of a sudden, Paul Pogba wants to play for Zidane because he's winning, right? When you're winning and when you're getting the wins, players are naturally going to want to be in a team that's winning, especially players that want to win, especially players that are at clubs where they're not winning. What if... See, there's some players that you normally not attract. Like, So many players go to Real Madrid and Barcelona, not Bayern specifically, because it's their dream move, right? It's the move that of a lifetime. The reason why so many players go to Barcelona is really just because of Messi. They want to play alongside one of the greatest players of all time, or the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. They want to play alongside Messi. Players go to Barcelona. Real Madrid, you go there because you know there's this, intense galactical mentality where you just have world-class players around you. There's a system to play, and if the manager isn't right, they sack it. They're a ruthless club, but you want to play for them because if you do well at Real Madrid, now all of a sudden you're taking pictures in front with like a Champions League trophy and you're putting the number 3 for your third one in a row. That's the type of thing you get at Real Madrid. And then, even if they disrespect you, like, they just sell you out of nowhere, you'll just be fine because you're like, I got 4 Champions Leagues. Yeah, just sell me on now. I'm ready to go retire. I got me 4 Champions Leagues. Cristiano Ronaldo went to Real Madrid for that reason. He knew Man United weren't going to just sign the top players because they didn't have that kind of pull. But Real Madrid do. When Real Madrid want you, I don't care who you are, what club you play for, you're always going to have a thought. That's why I know Alaba's probably thinking, Real Madrid. But Real Madrid they can't afford him. They probably want him for free anyways. That'd be the worst robbery of all time. So I like the fact that Bayern's board have pretty much established that if a player wants to move, Bayern won't lose him for free. They'll sell him on. And yeah, that's what I want. But I don't think Alaba would be the type of... you can't run down your contract. Like, it's just very impossible to do. It's going to be very stupid for him to run down his contract. Especially with your childhood club. It just doesn't make any sense. Alaba's not some Timo Werner where he's going to go twerk for some clubs. And eventually, his name's like freaking Crystal or something. Twerking and stripping for rich men and sugar daddies. That's what Timo Werner went to Chelsea for. He went to Chelsea for the sugar daddy money. But Alaba's not that type of player. Not that guy. And yeah, so many players, man. Real Madrid has Ferland Mendy at left back. He's quality. You know Real Madrid. They don't give a crap who they have. If they have someone that wants them and they know that someone is good, they're going to get him. No one wants Thiago. What will he do? Be a free agent? And people can just, hey, Thiago, I'll offer you a club. They'll be offering him the clubs like he's some non-league football player. Like he's some Sunday league baller. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Bayern has always been unlucky due to injuries, referees, and individual errors. I don't believe that for 1 second. Of course, referees, right, screw us over. Okay, I get it. But it's our own doing sometimes. We've gone into so many seasons with a limited squad. That's it. We've gone into so many seasons with a very limited squad of players. We'll go into a season with like 3 attackers and expect ourselves to be Champions League winning. No. At the end of the day, there are injuries that happen with Bayern. We know this. Bayern Munich will pick up a lot of injuries. And that's where we're at. I can't lie. My muscles kind of hurt. Ugh, jeez. I have a lot of them, though. Look at these muscles. Oh, my goodness. Look how big they are. How would you compare Flick to Pep? Better. He's a better coach, If Hansi Flick manages to win a Champions League before Pep Guardiola did at Bayern, in a shorter time, then people have to agree with me on what I've been saying about Pep, and that's that he massively underachieved at Bayern. And it's just my opinion, man. I just think it's just what it is. And actually, I don't know a single person that disagree with that. Pep Guardiola massively underachieving at Bayern. Why would you disagree with that? Because first of all, you're not just going to act like Pep was brought in to Bayern to get to the Champions League semifinals. He was brought in to win it a few times. Because at the time, Pep was the guy, right? He was at Barcelona 2008, 2012. The 4 years he was at Barcelona, right? it was a moving team. It was crazy. It was amazing. The football was brilliant. One of the best teams of all time, that Barcelona team. If you look at the ballers in there, right? And Pep was their coach. I mean, that Barca team was already balling before Pep, but he came in and he had this beautiful style of play which worked in Europe because teams hadn't understood, they hadn't figured it out. So then, Bayern in 2013 just won a treble, right? But then what's the next best thing, right? Jupp Heynckes loves your club. He loves Bayern. But Pep Guardiola's available, right? Pep's available. So Bayern went to Jupp and said, hey, Jupp, we love you. You just want a treble. Let's mutually separate so we can get this new Pep Guardiola guy, right? Bayern wanted to be a piece of that pie. It was just a commercial or a branding thing because Pep is just this extravagant media figure. So Pep came in, right? Inherited the best team, that Bayern team. Right, that's it. He was brought in to do what Zidane did at Real Madrid from 2016 to 2018 before he left. Or when he joined them to when he left. That's what Pep... Why didn't I mute? Thank you so much for subscribing, whoever did. But Pep was brought in to emulate what Zidane did at Real Madrid. That's it. That's how it works. Pep was brought in to do what Zidane was doing. And that was okay. But one thing Bayern lacked in so many of the Champions League semifinals that I saw was the cutting edge. We had the possession. We pull up to the Santiago Bernabeu with 66% possession. But what we do wrong, I'd say, was we didn't have the cutting edge. And with Flick, the reason I trust Hansi so much is, do you see the way we move the ball? So much faster, so much more fluid. That's just how I see it. Chat, pure rubbish. Wow, you're talking about the Barcelona team that won the Champions League in 2006? Yeah, I don't know. Why am I frightened from that subscriber thing? I think I'm frightened because it's loud and I can hear everything. In Hansi we trust. Yeah, I am not chatting rubbish, right? And look, if you don't believe that, our former manager, Pep, was brought in to win the Champions League again and again and again, then you'd be the one underestimating what the Bayern board wanted to do. That was a Bayern team that was winning that was in 3 finals in 3 years, 2010, 2012, 2013. That was a Bayern. That was, for me, in those 3 years, that Bayern Munich were the team people would hear. They would be like, oh, Bayern will get into the final. Bayern will get to the final. And, the reason why I just put so many of these things down to the manager was because you can't pull up to the Camp Nou and gegenpress Barcelona with their midfield. It just doesn't make any sense, especially with no wingers on the pitch. It's the little micro decisions. And I can look at the micro details of it all because our manager looked at the micro details of it all. So if he micromanaged, I can microanalyze. That's kind of how I see it. Ronaldinho. Oh, Jesus Christ. You had Ronaldinho in your team. Of course you were going to win stuff. Messi. Oh, Jesus. And since then, we're seeing the same thing as City. Buying £50 million left backs and right backs every season. Cancelo, 60 million, but he's still on the bench. And you're buying them to win the Champions League. That's the big goal, right? You're buying them to win the Champions League. And it's the same thing, I'm not hating on Pep, by the way. People think I hate Pep. I rate him very highly as a coach, but I don't rate him as a manager. I don't think he could tell something to his players that changes their complexion of the game. And you can't just man, people just think I hate Pep. No, I don't. I don't hate Pep. I just can't stand it when people defend the Champions League, defeats we got because they were all down to him. There's look at Real Madrid. Just look at how they play some semifinals. They go park the bus and win. Sometimes you have to do what it takes to win. You can't just have your philosophy away from home at the Santiago Bernabeu. You know, my man went into the Real Madrid away game with Philipp Lahm in midfield, right? Where it was going to be a physical midfield game with they were playing 4-4-2 with Benzema and Ronaldo up top. They were parking the bus, but then you're trying to move the ball slowly. Sometimes with your pine kicks, Bayern just move the ball quick. Yeah, I don't think why no one thinks Pep's a failure. I don't think. No one thinks Pep's a failure. He's not. I think he's just I don't think he's a failure or he was a failure at Bayern. I think he just massively underachieved because he was given tools to do something specific and it didn't happen. You know, you look at this Hansi Flick team, compare it with Pep Guardiola's team. You know, Pep was having 64% possession at the Camp Nou, 59% possession. Barcelona, who are known for their possession. It's ingrained in their philosophy to have the ball. And Pep can go to these teams and have the ball. And that's amazing. But the cutting edge was just never there. Look at Arsenal versus City again. Arsenal. You're thinking that's the game where City can just go and just absolutely blow Arsenal off the park. But they go, try to play their same style. Sometimes I'm just like, Pep, you know what? Go to the Santiago Bernabeu and park the bus. Just park the bus for 1 hour. And then maybe try and attack later on in the game. That's it. Just park the bus. Make it a little bit cagier. But you can't always have this perfect thing of moving the ball, passes. You know, you can't have your philosophy in every single game. You know, people don't look at this, but Pep went to Real Madrid this season, and he actually parked the bus and actually won. That's the type of thing where I'm like, why doesn't he change his thing more often? I think he believes in his philosophy so much that he's willing to die for it. And it just doesn't make any sense to me because I feel like it's an amazing philosophy. It's one of the best and greatest ever. It produces results. But teams have figured it out. Teams just know, hey, I can just park the bus and hit them on the break. And especially playing, you're gegenpressing with Otamendi as your center back. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, did counter exactly. Why didn't he counter in 2014 why didn't he counter in 2014 at the Santiago Bernabeu? Why didn't he counter at the Camp Nou? You know, when you have the away leg first, usually you just counter. You just sit off and counterattack. You let the home team do what the home team does. Okay, but then the second leg you go to your home stadium. That's the leg where you can then infuse yourself. Losing 1-0. I'm analyzing this, by the way. I'm actually analyzing this. I sat here for like 2 hours watching the first leg, Real Madrid versus Bayern in 2014. The 1-0 loss, defeat. God, I still have to. You know why I don't watch these games that we lose? I still haven't watched the Inter Milan final. I just can't stand knowing we lost. Like knowing that at the end of it we lost. Like I can't stand it. So I'm rewatching all the a lot of them I've watched, but I'm rewatching every one of them because I want to make this very high productive. Right. I don't want to say anything that I can't back up. And at least just admit to me that Pep wasn't brought into Bayern to go bottle Champions League semifinals. He was brought in to win the Champions League. That's just it. And therefore, with that logic in mind, he definitely underachieved. And that's my point. And it wasn't down to luck. It was down to his decisions game by game. If you look at the Real Madrid versus Bayern first leg, okay, we know it's going to be a 4-4-2 from Real Madrid. They're going to go defensive. And they're going to go counter-attacking. Why put Philipp Lahm in the midfield and then put Rafinha right back, who's a little bit suspect defensively? Why do that? You could put Philipp Lahm right back like normal, right? Javi Martinez was fit. He was fit enough to be on the bench. He was fit enough to start. That's what I believe. So Javi Martinez should have been a CDM because he was the best CDM in the world a year before that. So that's just how I see it. And he didn't do that. He went with Tony Kroos, Schweinsteiger, and then little old Philipp Lahm. And then it didn't work because guess what? Xabi Alonso and Modric were all over them. And then you combine that with Gareth Bale, who was on his prime. They just compact themselves and they track back our wingers very well. And Alaba tried to be inverted to try and draw the Real Madrid winger inside. But then the midfielders of Real Madrid knew, it's just little things, man. And then in the second half of that game, you think, okay, we're 1-0 down. You know, we had a little bit of the dominance in the first 10 minutes of the game, okay, but not the first few minutes of the last half. All right, second half, just go in with a different maybe plan. Move Philipp Lahm to right back and move Javi Martinez into the midfield to put more solidarity in the midfield. I don't know. Thomas Muller was on the bench, by the way, too. You know, maybe go to a 4-2-3-1. You know, where you can have a player in the hole that would force Xabi Alonso or Modric to go with them. If Xabi goes, that creates space for Ribery, who can drop inside and in between the lines. You know, what's the different plan? And a 4-2-3-1 is a great counter to the 4-4-2 because you have two CDMs as they do, but then your wingers can also track their wingers, and then your strikers and your cam, they can pretty much do that. And Thomas Muller came in, and he almost got a penalty, and Götze came in eventually, had a great shot. Why didn't you start with, you know, the overthinking is my problem, man. The overthinking. Calm down. 5 goals in 9 minutes. Lewandowski scored 5 goals in 9 minutes. Pep didn't score 5 goals in 9 minutes. Lewandowski was actually on the bench. All right, but thank you everyone so much. I'll drop this soon. I'm analyzing this. Don't worry. But look, Bayern are playing tomorrow. I'm actually just remaining positive. Man United bench warmer. Man, Stu, if you can't admit Pep underachieved at Bayern, didn't do exactly what he was brought in to do, then I don't know where we're on because he didn't win the Champions League. That's what he was brought in to do. And he's not doing it at City, despite spending, 600 million now? All right, thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia san mia, and peace.